Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, A Magical Life with Ayla Hillel. I'm Ayla, and today we're going to be talking about mantra meditation. So let's get started. So when we're discussing the energy of magic, we are always looking for ways to raise that energy. And what I mean by raise the energy is, have you ever felt just kind of down, maybe a little bit gloomy, um, maybe things weren't going so well, or you just felt a little off that day and your energy was down? Get up some mornings and your energy is way up. So that's kind of like what we're talking about here. In the earlier videos, we discussed how energy happens in the subatomic parts of our body, in the atoms of our cells. And the protons, neutrons, electrons, all of that arcing and sparking and going on, that is actually the very beginnings of the origins of our energy. That because those particles, the atomic particles, is what makes up our cells. Our cells make up our tissues make up our organs make up our systems. So it's all interrelated, but all of that is subject to our thoughts and our feelings. So if we're having lots of low vibrational thoughts, lots of low vibrational feelings of self-loathing, or we're having a difficult time in life at the moment, or we're having a squabble with a family member or friend, those are all things that are going to create low vibrational energy. Okay, so on this channel, I am constantly going to be talking about stuff that is going to help you raise your vibration. Now, the number one thing that helps you raise your vibration is meditation. Without a doubt, hands down, meditation is what helps you raise your vibration. Now, the reason meditation is so effective at helping you raise your vibration is because it suspends the friction, the low vibrational friction. It suspends all of that which works against raising our vibration. Meditation suspends lack. It suspends need. Meditation does the same thing that sleep does. If you're having a particularly bad day and you can take a nap, go take a nap. If you can meditate before you take a nap, because they do the same thing, but meditation is a willful, deliberate choice to suspend that negativity. Okay, so I'm going to be working off of a document called Mantra Meditation. I wrote this back in 2008, and we're going to be looking at two specific mantras. So the first thing that I want to say is that, I've already said this in the meditation lesson, that meditation goes about does two things for us. I mean, it does a myriad of things for us, but two specific things for us, in that it trains your mind towards magic. Meditation's number one goal is to help you learn to focus. If you can have the discipline to stop the words and the sounds in your mind, your own chatter inside your mind, that will help you focus. Now, mantra seems kind of counterintuitive to that, because we think, okay, but there's a sound going all over. Okay, but it's not your sound. It's not this incessant babbling all the time that goes on inside of our minds. It is a specific sound or a word that you're going to focus on. So meditation trains our mind to magic. It also connects us to the divine. So what I have here is mantra is the method of meditation by which we use a word or a phrase to still and study the mind. Okay, so you're going to focus. You're going to focus on that word or that phrase. This method of meditation does two things, like I already said. Okay, so it helps us to focus, and it helps us to connect to the divine. So the Sanskrit mantra in particular does several things for us. Sometimes as we experience trauma, now this can be emotional trauma, it can be physical trauma in the body or the mind, the energy from that trauma is left behind. And it begins to, if it's left untreated, that trauma begins to crystallize. Now, what do I mean by that? When something crystallizes, it takes up residence. It becomes solid. It becomes a part of its surrounding environment. So this trauma is left behind, plants itself in the body part, in the appropriate body part, and begins to settle, solidify, or crystallize. These energy crystallizations are what many mystics think of as a spiritual block. Has anybody ever told you that you have a block in your heart, or you have a block in your lower back? Okay. I was told one time by a mystic that I had a block in my heart, and he used some crystals on me and a llama. I got to hug a llama because apparently the llama's heart is at the same height as the human heart is. So that was my treatment. An emotional, physical, unresolved block will keep us from manifesting our desires. Now, Abraham Hicks would argue with me, and I understand their point of view. Their point of view is that we are so powerful, and I believe this too. I believe that we are so powerful that whatever we focus on must become our reality. But what I think about when it comes to think, say, and do, you've heard me say this quite a bit. Magic happens because of what we think, say, and do. Excuse me. So, so when we have these blockages in our bodies, like I was saying, I think they slow things down. I really do. The Abrahams would say, and I agree, like I said, I agree, that we're so powerful that we work magic regardless of the circumstances that we are up against. But what I try to do with you is bring you to that highest place. So we want to reach the place where our vibration is the highest. And if we're going to do that, we have to deal with past trauma. We have to deal with clearing out that crystallization of the vibration of trauma. Okay, so the this is a really good place where mantra comes in, because sound and mantra meditation is not to be confused with like music meditation or what was the other one? There was two of them. Sound meditation or musical meditation. Now, sound meditation, musical meditation, and mantra meditation are all a specific type of vibration. Okay, so if you're doing, even if you're doing a mantra that's in another language, if you are familiar with those words, if you know what those words are, the vibration carries into your physical and your emotional being very, very deeply. So we can actually clear out, dissolve and clear out trauma with sound and music and mantra. They're all three different, but kind of cousins to each other. Okay, so you're powerful no matter what. You're powerful no matter what you're dealing with. We are so powerful that we can use our magic to overcome addiction. We can use our magic to overcome challenges. I don't want to say handicap, because handicap makes it sound like you're at some sort of disadvantage. You're not at a disadvantage, but you may have a certain challenge. Okay, so so if you know that you have a particular energy block, if you know you have a particular crystallization, just think of something that you are trying to manifest in your life. This is how you figure it out. Think of something that you're trying to manifest in your life. I know for me, one of the big things was money, manifesting money in my life. I had some emotional trauma around money because I was told certain things about money at certain points in my upbringing. So I was made to believe that being poor was very virtuous, and that money was unclean. So if you have this is because this is untrue. Poverty is not virtuous. You may be virtuous. Your heart may be virtuous. The way you conduct your business and the way you conduct your life may be virtuous. But poverty is not virtuous. Okay? So you needn't ever believe that. A lady, I remember talking to a lady once in my shop, and she was telling her brother said, oh, this spell is for, we had some spell kits, and he said, this spell is for money. And she said, oh, we won't be doing that because money is filthy. Please, please do not believe that. If you have that vibration inside of you, you will never be able to realize your wealth. Every human being has a portion of universal wealth, and we receive that into our reality by being wealthy, by believing that whatever reality we're living at the moment is wealthy. And we do that by being grateful and thankful for the things that we have. The more grateful and thankful, and the more grateful and thankful that you are, and the more you think you are in wealth, the more you're going to create more of that. The Abrahams say, with those attitudes, what you're telling the universe is more of this, please. Okay, so we have to live like wealthy people. We have to believe that money is a good thing, and money is a good thing. If your heart is good, if you're going to take that money and spend it on your family and your friends, and invest in your community and help out people who are less fortunate than you, how can money possibly be a bad thing? It's a good thing, okay? So that is a crystallization. Self-loathing is a crystallization that is usually put inside of us. Usually, I say usually, because sometimes we go into self-loathing on our own, don't we? Without anybody's help, without any help from our parents or our friends, we go into self-loathing. So that's an emotional crystallization, is what that is. And that is something, just like other negative beliefs, will slow your magic down. It doesn't stop it, because you are just that powerful. It doesn't stop it. Okay? So these mantras are designed to help bust up and dissolve those crystallizations. So like I was starting to say, you can tell if you have a blockage, if you have a crystallization of something negative inside of you, by how you feel about it. How do you feel about money? You have negative thoughts around money, that's a crystallization. How do you feel about relationships? Oh, you think all relationships turn out bad? That's a crystallization. And as long as those blockages are there, there's a pretty high chance that that's what you're going to keep creating. Okay. Now, a lot of mantras are in Sanskrit. A lot of mantras are in other languages. One of the things that I said here is that it's not important that the word be in English, okay, or whatever your primary language might happen to be. It is, however, important that you know what the word means, or the words mean. Om Shrim Kleem. Om Shrim Kleem, Ganapataye Namaha is a Hindu mantra for money. I don't know what any of those words mean. Ganapataye Namaha has to do with the overcoming, like with Ganesh. But Om Shrim Kleem. Om Shrim Kleem sounds like money dropping through a jar into a jar. It doesn't. It sounds like coins dropping into a jar, and that's what that mantra is for. So it's very helpful if you learn the meaning of the words and you absorb that vibration, the meaning of the words, okay? This will come into your physicalness in a very deep way. So learn the words, look them up. If you can't find them, look them up on the internet. And if you can't find them, like the Om Shrim Kleem, I just developed a relationship with this, that I knew what it sounded like. I knew that it sounded like money falling into a jar, coins falling into a jar. And it's a delightful mantra anyway, but it's that sound was very delightful. So now I'm going to take this lesson that I have here, and I'm going to put it in the description below this video. But I want to tell you something, because I'm going to leave the lesson intact. I have written here, magic is seated in the subconscious. Magic is seated in the subconscious, fueled by the will of the heart. That is wrong. Okay, I wrote this lesson in 2008, so I was pretty young back then. Magic is seated in every fiber of your being, in every atom, in every cell, in every tissue, in every organ, in every system. Magic is present in all of you. Now, magic is influenced. Your atoms and your cells and your tissues and your organs and your systems are influenced by your emotions. Your emotions have origin in your thoughts. Okay? So you're going to have a thought. That thought is going to make you feel a certain way. Okay? That's pretty easy to understand, isn't it? So you're going to have a thought, and you're going to think about, maybe I like to hike. You're going to go hiking that day, and you're going to have a feeling, an excited feeling. That excitement goes out through your entire body. So our subconscious, now this is where it gets a little dicey. Our subconscious is the part of our mind that records everything. It has no judgment about anything, but it records things. It records things. It records every experience that you have. It's recording. It's taking it in. It's recording. It's remembering. So what your conscious mind may not remember, your subconscious mind completely remembers. And lots of times, what we have stored in our conscious mind will dictate behavior. Okay, so let's say as a child you went hungry often. Well, the subconscious mind is recording that, not making any judgment, not saying it's good or bad, just that that was an experience that you had. Now, when you get a little older, something inside of you remembers that experience, and not your subconscious, but you did not like that experience. That was a painful experience. It was uncomfortable. And so what do? You eat a lot. You eat a lot because you remember that, or you may not remember, but you remember that time of being hungry. Okay, so what the subconscious has all of this positive and negative, and so it's just in there. And so if you want to take a negative out of your subconscious mind, you can't take anything out of your subconscious mind. What you can do, however, is you can imprint over the top of it. So, and this is where mantra, this is where affirmations, we're going to get into later. We're going to have a video on self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is a big imprinting tool. But all of these, changing your beliefs, all of these things, mantra, affirmations, hypnosis, self-belief, helps change what you believe about yourself, about your magic. So one of the things, because I overeat, and so one of the things that I do with myself is I tell myself I don't need to, because there is plenty of food all of the time. And there is in my life plenty of food all of the time. So I am bringing myself around to that belief with this very positive statement, these very positive statements. At my house, we have the best food. It may be very simple. This morning I had scrambled eggs, or I had eggs and toast. And it was very simple. But I remember thinking before I ate it, we have the best food at my house. And William made it for me, so that made it even better. So we want to get on this, not just the self-talk. I mean, self-talk is the very basic level of what helps us to change what we believe, but also practicing mantra, practicing affirmations. You know, affirmations are something you just say over and over and over again. You hang a little card up someplace that says, I am beautiful. If you're up in the middle of some really deep self-loathing, hang a little card up that says, I'm beautiful. Hang a little card up over here that says, I'm intelligent. Hang another card over here that says, I'm worthy. So what we're going to focus on here is, so the point I was making was that magic is not just seated in the subconscious. You're going to see this in the lesson in the description below. It's not. Magic is throughout your body. It's systemic. It's a systemic infection. So we want to keep that in mind. So we're gonna focus on this in this video on two different mantras. The first one is Om. Om. You've heard this before. Om. Om. Okay. And then the second one is Ah, ah. Now these are, I'm pretty sure these are Histani. Um, Om is the sound of creation. Okay. Om is the sound of creation. In Hindu, it carries that vibration of the sound of creation. Ah, ah is the sound of gratitude and thankfulness and joy. Okay, so we do Om in the morning, and we call it, we ah in the evening. Okay, so what you do is you set your timer for 15 minutes. You can start off a little less. You can set your timer for 5. If you find that your jawbone starts to vibrate and your ears start to rattle a little bit, that's enough. That's enough. You don't have to go a long time with this. I would say 15 minutes is about right. So in the morning, you get comfortable, get in your chair, get on the floor, wherever you're comfortable. You do not have to sit in a lotus position. It is important that your spine be straight. Okay. If you're sitting in a chair, rest your arms in your lap or on the arm of the chair and allow your feet to be flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Center and ground. Now, I taught you how to do that already. Center and ground. Become present in the moment. And what I mean by that, I know that to many people, when they hear the term become present in the moment, it sounds very flippant. What that actually means is that for this moment, you're going to let everything that's bugging you go. Let it go. You're going to let everything that is pressing, because you're only going to be in this moment for 15 minutes. So you can give yourself permission to not be pressed in on, to not be bothered by anything, to not feel rushed or hurried. So take a moment to become present in the moment. Let all that stuff go for a minute. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now we're going to do willful and deliberate sound. So you're not just going to be like, okay. You really, really want to focus on this. Take a deep breath. Now watch what I do. Okay? Willful and deliberate. And focus. The way you focus on this is you want to feel the air filling up your lungs. You want to feel the sound coming through your throat. You want to hear the sound coming out of your mouth. So you're focusing on every aspect of creating this mantra, of creating this sound. You're not just off in la la land thinking about other things and half-heartedly. You are right here, present in this moment, and feeling this entire process as it's coming out of your body. Okay, so now awe in the evening to say thank you. Om in the morning to create. Awe in the evening to say thank you. Same thing, willful, deliberate breaths. Okay. There are many, many mantras in the world. I have a book, and I don't know where it's at. I'll find it and I'll put the description. I'll put it down in the description for you. That has all kinds of Hindu mantras in it. Your mantras can be English. They can be any language if you understand the words. I've done Hebrew mantras. I have done Celtic mantras. Mantra meditation is very powerful. And like I said, it breaks up those blockages and pulverizes them and moves them out for you so that you can reach that highest place. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to come up with a bunch of ideas to reach that highest place. So that is all that I have to say for today. And we'll meet again soon. Blessed be.